Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.
Well, if you thought Lucknow Super Giants are just going to turn up today, the Titans are expected to win. Think again. To being put into bat, 235 in what was a 6-hitting run fest by Mitchell Marsh and Markram, followed by Nicholas Pooran. And even, we're pretty happy to see Rishabh Pant with a couple towards the end. This is Nexa Presents ESPN Riggin for Timeout. Tom Moody, Varun Aaron, Yash Jha. We all called a slightly moderate 200, 210, 220. 235, a team liberated, Tom?
Yeah, outstanding. But it's no secret to LSG's top order. We know that they're dangerous. Marsh has had a good season. He's capped it off now. It's been a brilliant season with 100. Markram's been incredibly consistent at the top. So they had another partnership of, I think it was about 90 today. And Nicholas Pooran back at number 3 doing Nicholas Pooran things.
Give me your assessment of this surface and this innings, given we saw a lot of batters take lots of bodily blows as well, even bowlers. There's a lot that was happening in this innings today.
There was a lot of slip sliding, full tosses bowled. I think this must have been the longest innings in the IPL yet. Could be the longest innings because it's taken really long to finish. But all said and done, I think the Gujarat bowlers might have gotten a little overexcited with the grass. It didn't really seem that much. Their lengths were too attacking and Marsh just made merry.
Yash, story from you.
It's taken LSG about their 13th game to realize they need GT's template. The top 3 are batting well, keep batting all through. Things could be very different. But yeah, Mitch Marsh is definitely the story. He's only his second T20 100, first in the IPL, but more importantly, he's now got 560 runs this season. His entire IPL career spanning some 12-13 years and 36 innings, he had 650 runs.
Wow. This has been, by some distance, Mitch Marsh's very best year. Could you explain why?
I think, firstly, he's fit. I think in previous seasons we've seen Mitch Marsh sort of start, but then sort of find himself injured. And I think a lot of that's the workload of trying to be the all-rounder. He's not bowling now, so he's exclusively a batter that doesn't field. So he's got the golden ticket. I think now he sort of understands his game. This is not just recent. Over the last sort of 3 years, 4 years, he's really come to terms with this game and what he needs to bring to the party. And that is what we saw tonight, is take the game on and just intimidate the opposition with his presence.
What makes him such a hard batter to bowl to?
I think he had an issue with balls coming into him before. He would get out LBW bowled quite a lot, but I think now he's made an adjustment in his technique where he's really holding his shape, going down the ground. And today we saw so many shots hit so powerfully down the ground. He's always had the power. He's always, he comes from Perth. He's always had the ability to play the short ball really well. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, they breed some big boys in Perth.
Okay.
No, I'm looking at you.
Raunak was giving me a look.
Yeah, no, he does that. He does that.
Sorry.
The thing with Mitch, what makes him so devastating when he's on is that you can't go upstairs. And you know from a fast bowler's perspective, if that's taken away from you, that short ball that can rush and hurry onto people, if that's taken away from you and you've still got the ability to hit the sight screen like he can, it becomes so difficult to bowl to. Your length options are so limited, but he's brutal with the short ball. He really does, hit the ball hard.
And even a miss hit can go for 4 or 6. That's the worst part. Just like Tom saying, as a fast bowler, when you're bowling to somebody with his strength, where even a slightly back of length ball can go for 6. Now, if you pitch it up too full, it's going to go for 6 or 4 anyway. It's just one of those adjustments he's made in his game, which is really working and which is obviously not working for bowlers.
Okay, fine. Don't bowl a fast bowler. Best spinner in the world. Not even in the game. What happened with Rashid Khan today? 1 over?
Yeah, well, no, he bowled 2 overs.
Sorry, 2 overs.
But 2 overs went for 36. Both spinners went for 70 just for 5 overs.
What about the timing of even introducing Rashid Khan? It's quite late.
It was late. And normally you see Rashid come in when you're in desperate need to strike. But that tells you maybe something about where the confidence is, where Rashid Khan is at the moment, not only from his own personal point of view, but from the captaincy's point of view, is that, we're not going to introduce him too early. But Saika, sure, you can't take too much away from him. He got the nod ahead of Rashid. You know, he's still a very crafty bowler, but again, he was hit by a tidal wave today.
The other thing with Marsh and his adjustment is when we talk about spin, before a lot of spinners would target his pads, not give him room. But what he's doing now is the moment a left-arm spinner comes in, he's actually going towards like way outside leg stump to carve him over off. And the moment they make that field adjustment, he starts sweeping them towards country. So he's just got his game plan right, I would say.
Just going back to Rashid, that first over went for 25. Got us wondering, could be among his most expensive. As it turns out, it's his 6th most expensive in all T20s, his 3rd most expensive in the IPL. But perhaps worryingly, 3 of these 6 most expensive overs he's bowled have come since the start of IPL 2024,
Right.
which is also when he returned from the surgery. Is that, are those two things
He's not been the same bowler, has he?
Yeah, I think he's taken, but yeah, he has taken time to try to find his rhythm again. You know, and any bowler, whether you're a spinner or a pace bowler, coming back from a significant surgery, back surgery, you know, it takes time, and it's not only the mechanical side of things, it's the confidence as well that comes with that.
And the last 2 years, I think we've had this discussion before. Impact sub, batters don't need to play out Rashid Khan. There's more license to go after him. All coinciding with, dare I say, just more bad balls also from Rashid. He's feeling the pressure as well.
For sure. There was an interview which he did, I think, in the middle of a match, and we spoke to him about what's changed, what's been happening. That's when he was suddenly starting to show some good form. He was like, it has taken him a while to get confidence, just like Tom said, after the surgery. And also Rashid Khan, if you just look at his action, he's one of those bowlers where there's a lot of lateral flexion, and he has to really get his arm at the optimal position to bowl that fast googly. I don't think his googly is shooting off the wicket that fast anymore, which is to really surprise batsmen.
Okay. Now, if Dustin Silgato has managed to get himself out of bed after last night's result and watch this game. KL Rahul was 160, Mitch Marsh was 156. In the end, though, it's 117 of 64 for Marsh. But then there is also the point you made, Tom Moody. What's happening at the other end? Nicholas Pooran was smashing it at the other end. This is a good case in point of long innings played by opening batters in 2020 cricket.
Yeah, look, I think he reached his 100 in the 56th ball.
Yeah.
And then he went to town before he got out with a couple of 6s and 4s. But it does take a team to build the optimum score, and we saw that marry perfectly tonight.
Yeah, I think contrasting that game, I think one of the more important numbers was how in the first 15 overs, the batters batting alongside KL had made 45 of 37 balls. Today, it's a completely different story.
This is something that just should not be tweaked, I'm guessing. I mean, they did it for the last game, presumably for Pant, to find some kind of form. I still can't get over it because their season was still alive in the last game. Now it's over. But going forward, 1, 2, 3, that's one thing Lucknow don't need to worry about. Markram, Marsh, Pooran.
Absolutely. They don't need to worry about 1, 2, 3, but they do need to worry about their bowling 1, 2, 3, especially their fast bowling. Again, today I feel the game's still on against a rampant Sai and Gill and a bowling lineup, especially a fast bowling lineup, which is going at almost 11s in the power play.
I would like to think that GT will be saying right now, we don't mind this.
Yeah.
This is nice, tough little test as we approach the playoffs. GT would fancy themselves to chase this, going back to the opening game, I think, at Ahmedabad this season, where they came close to getting to
100%. I would definitely fancy GT to chase this down. Again, Tom said yesterday that this could be one of those games where GT gets a jolt just before the playoffs. You never know. This could also be one of those games where their middle order gets a chance and they take it away. So there are so many possibilities.
And even if they don't necessarily pull off the result, just some time in the middle, which might also help Shahrukh and Tewatia. Do have a question around the GT bowling, though, if I may.
Please.
Nicholas Pooran finishes with 56 of 27. We've talked about the last few games, how teams have had a pretty clear strategy of bowling that around the wicket line to him. We didn't see GT doing that at all.
Rabada tried.
Before the end.
Yeah, but sorry, yes.
You go, you're the bowler.
Sorry, no, Tom, come on. I mean, you're a bowler.
Half your pace, though.
No, but the thing
Twice
is,
as high.
that's a good plan when he's in early. But the moment the ball's a lot older, then that plan really doesn't work because it needs slight movement to get him out with that plan.
Okay. How do Sai and Gill approach this? Is it business as usual, or does a 230 chase come with a slightly different pressure. I mean, Gill was at times ultra aggressive in the early parts of the season when they found themselves chasing these 200 plus scores.
I don't think they need to change their formula. I think they're doing it exceptionally well. You know, they chased down 200 at a canter
Against Delhi, yes.
Against Delhi, and I think if they get off to the same start as they did there, that just builds the perfect platform. And as Yash said, I think it may well be the opportunity where some of those middle order players can play a little cameo and get the confidence they need going into the finals.
Lucknow's bowling plans with their limited resources. Firstly, are we expecting Akash Singh to still be the impact sub of choice? Would you be tempted with either Siddharth or Ravi Bishnoi?
I think Siddharth might be a good choice, but I think they'll go Akash because, again, that's an area where they really need some help getting wickets in the power play, containing the power play. Akash's economy has been below 7. So I think they'll go Akash, but Siddharth Manimaran will not be a good option. Sorry, might just be another good option, but Akash with the new ball gets the ball to shape back a little bit. Early wickets again, Sai and Gill, you get ahead of the game right there.
I mean, this is suddenly, for all that he's been in the news for the wrong reasons, but they're missing their best bowler in Digvesh Rathi, who could have been, maybe the other spinners have not had much to do, but...
He's just signed too many checks to the match referee.
Yes, he has indeed. Yes.
I was just going through that first game, which is when they were chasing 244.
Yeah.
Gill was 33 of 14. That was an explosive start. He does have a few matchups to contend with, though. Shardul Thakur and Avesh Khan have both got him out quite a few times.
I just needed water, genuinely.
He has. I can confirm Shardul Thakur has
I
one.
genuinely needed water. It wasn't the timing of anything.
That's all right.
I'm sure Shardul Thakur is capable, and so is Avesh Khan. Avesh is also just tinkered off a little bit. I believe, for what I'm gathering from the Lucknow dugout, is he's also not fully fit. There's a little bit of a niggle that he's still carrying. This is a game that you think Lucknow should feel like we could beat the team that's been number 1, and we should be defending this, surely.
Yeah, they are thinking that, but I'm sure there's some hesitation deep down because their bowling just has not been good, and the only man to control most of their bowling innings has been Rathi, just like you said. He's not there today, so I mean, it's a cricket game. Anybody can win this game, but at the end of the day, Gujarat has the slight edge because their batting is red hot.
That I think would still be what are we in terms of, except for the Sunrisers Punjab game.
It would be the highest chase.
That would be the second highest score. Now GT got 232, chasing 244 against Punjab in the opening game at Ahmedabad. Ravi Bishnoi, I'm reliably told, has now joined the huddle as the T players walk out. So maybe they've made a bit of a change here. Pant said Akash Singh at the toss. Maybe he would have been in a bowling first 11, but they've gone with Bishnoi today. Just quick reaction on that.
Yeah, I don't mind that for two reasons. One, they need to make it clear to what they're going to do with Bishnoi at the end of this season, whether they retain him or they put him back into the auction and try to get him back at a cheaper price or whatever the case may be. And the second part is that I feel that he potentially is going to be a better defensive option in those conditions than what another medium pacer would be.
Just for fun, I want to know, every opposition now, even though Lucknow not in it, would say, how are we going to breach Gill and Sai Sudarshan's defence earlier on? Or how are we going to get them out? Knowing they play fairly percentage and low risk aggressive cricket still, what is the plan?
I would personally think Akash would have been a good option with the new ball. Again, Tom's right. Bishnoi would be a great defensive option, but I don't think Lucknow are going to be winning this game being defensive. They have to get one of these two guys out at the start.
I'm talking about in the middle overs, though. Bishnoi is not going to.
With the resources they have, is there a specific plan that you can think of for a Shubman Gill?
I think for both these players, you bring it back to just your traditional line and length, top of the stumps. I think at times, when you have conventional players like that, you try too much, and because they're so balanced to the crease, they've got so many options, shot options, both on off and leg side, that they, can just take advantage of you trying to play with your lengths and lines. So I'd be hitting that hard length between 6 and 7 metre, hitting top of off stump, just outside off stump, and keep it simple.
It says impact Akash Singh.
Akash Singh impact.
They showed Akash Deep.
But they showed Akash Deep. There is a lot of confusion right now. That's what I saw on the screen as well.
I thought it was something I was saying.
No, sorry. That's just,
Never.
That as well. But anyway.
It is Akash Singh.
Akash Singh is in.
Okay, now it's Akash Singh. My
Few of
goodness,
those looks.
that was confusing. Right.
So scratch everything about it.
Yeah, everybody needs a little bit of water, I think, on their face and in the...
I'd be curious to see how they use Avesh, though, because with this bowling mix, you'd think that Avesh and Shardul Thakur are the bowlers Pant is trying to use at the back end. But Avesh has got Shubman Gill thrice in 54 balls, kept him to 122. Has also got Butler thrice in 30 balls.
I'm just pointing out there. No Shardul Thakur, yes.
So-
So there you have it. So their options are
case.
Willow Rock, who actually may not be the worst option. Willow Rock.
He'll get bounced on this surface.
Yeah.
We'll enjoy.
Okay. And he has bowled to Shubman Gill in the past and successful New Zealand side over here in a different format. Prediction time. Probability 80% Lucknow. Just under 20% for Gujarat Titans. That being kept in mind, and the first ball having gone for 4. Let's get predictions. Yash, kick us off.
They don't just have 80% on forecaster, they also have all the hopes of RCB and Punjab and potentially even MI. Because GT lose this, all of a sudden it's not as certain that they finish in the top 2. I'm backing Lucknow to pull it off by about 25.
Okay. Varun Aaron.
I'm backing GT. Last over finish.
Last over finish for the Titans.
Luck now for me.
Close or comfortable?
I think they're going to make 196.
Oh, that's comfortable, you think? 30-40 run win?
Specific numbers.
Yeah, very.
I'll tell you what, since Varun has also put Yash on the job to see if this was the longest first innings, what it would take if this game goes beyond 20 overs.
I was wondering, you haven't said super
Super over, on time. No, it's not happening. No chance. Although Lucknow Super Giants tend to make things interesting, I think they'll defend this as well, but should be fun. Yash, Varun, Tom, thank you very much. More from these fine men at the end of the game to see if the race for the top 2 has actually gotten more interesting. Join us for the conversation on Nexa Presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout.
Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting France with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Next.